Oh, hello there, Site-42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation. And welcome to a jam-packed coffee break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site-42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site-42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for over a year and 4 months and counting, because that is right, the daily stream streak remains strong, I'm here to open my office doors to you, the SCP Foundation, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff we contain them using, the group of interests who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps from a different multiverse or pataphysical narrative level, i.e. fandom. Either way, we are here for the next 1 hour and 7 minutes for today's coffee break. 1 hour and 7 minutes. But before I get into the jam-packed stream subjects of the day, let me start with a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, Sleepless Dragon. Congratulations on being the #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. Alongside you, Rune, Dr. A. Mask, Kitten Kinsey, Rave Haven, Kitty Fly. Everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here as members of Site-42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, interns HLG, Ant, Mateo, Pineapple, Dazai, Victoria, Saralink, Best Kitten, Dr. Silly, Jojo Guy, Eclipse, Conductor, Clinton, and Saul Martin. All of you interns, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here just for being you. Now, I'd like to offer a condolence first and foremost. For those of you who are learning this from an SCP Foundation YouTuber right now, this is where you get your top of the day daily news. We are now mourning the loss of renowned singer and philanthropist Dolly Parton, who passed away at the age of 80. Dolly Parton is known to be a saint among saints, a good person, a good old gal, an excellent artist, a prolific artist, having made so many songs. Also, I got the Moderna vaccine, which was funded by Dolly Parton, so thanks, Dolly. Appreciate it. Also, it is imperative for me, as a member specifically of the SCP Foundation, to not only extend our well wishes to Dolly Parton, but also a grand apology. One more, last time. Dolly Parton, I am sad, sorry, and ashamed of whatever those idiots at Site-19 did to you. Whatever Site-19 did to you, Dolly, we were so sorry. We're so sorry. For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, Dolly Parton was mentioned multiple times on the SCP database in passing, but the biggest mention of Dolly Parton is in the article for SCP-666.5-J. SCP-666.5-J is codename The Roaring Flames of Hell. Sweet Mother of Mercy, is it ever Keter? It was a crab-stuffed mushroom entree provided at the Foundation catering dinner for the Site 19 formal. 42% of attendees had this and had the flaming fires of hell worst time of their lives. Now, we did not put Dolly Parton through that, thankfully. We did not put Miss Dolly through that. But if we come down to everyone's interviews about what happened, Dr. Gears says, I ordered the beef entree and therefore cannot give any first-hand account of SCP-666.5-J's effects. However, I can say with certainty that I've seen Keter-class containment breaches cause less pandemonium and widespread demoralization. It was without a doubt the second darkest night Site 19 has ever seen. I'm sorry, what's that footnote, Dr. Gears? What's the first darkest night? Well, let's just scroll down. The darkest night being, of course, the ill-fated breakfast with Dolly Parton fiasco, of which few dare to even speak of this day. Site 19, what did you do to Dolly? Why was the breakfast with Dolly Parton fiasco the darkest night of Site 19's history? Why was breakfast at night? What did you do to Dolly? I have so many questions. But those idiots at Site 19 won't tell me what they did. So, suffice it to say, just, Dolly, you will be missed. Thank you for what you gave us in your time. And we're sorry. The SCP Foundation as a whole, but definitely Site 19 is sorry. And Site 42 is sorry on behalf of Site 19. Dunderheads. Okay. So that is the beginning of today's stream subject. But there is another. There is another, less tragic, in fact, the opposite of tragic, a hopeful stream subject. And it is the title of today's stream. Today is August 15th, 2026. The Kickstarter for Dark Math Films' SCP Academy Episode 2 is now live. The link is in the description. The link is pinned in the chat. A live-action SCP series is asking for help to get its second episode made. This is our time, people. We need to get out there. We need to make some funding. I have pledged my funding to the cause. And now it is the rest of yours turn. I'm now going to turn this camera over to Dark Math Films for a moment.
Over 600,000 people have watched as a class of inexperienced cadets training at an institutionalized nightmare factory find themselves in peril after their professor is overcome by some thing that scientifically should not exist. Excellent. Now, it's time to tell the next part of their story, and we need your help to do it. This is SCP Academy. Hello, we are Dark Math Films, and welcome to the Kickstarter for Part 2 of SCP Academy, a character-driven sci-fi horror web series based in the SCP Foundation universe. After releasing our series pilot, SCP Academy Part 1, in December of 2024, we're now working on the continuation of our story in which our cadets learn more about the mysterious anomaly from Part 1 and discover dark truths about life and death at the SCP Foundation. For anyone unfamiliar, the SCP Foundation is a massively collaborative fan-made franchise of released under the Creative Commons CC BY-SA 3.0 license. The community revolves around a public wiki where thousands of articles delve into the details of special containment procedures for potentially dangerous scientific anomalies called SCPs. We think this community is awesome for two reasons. One, The fan-created lore of the SCP Foundation makes for an incredibly rich storytelling ecosystem. And 2, the Creative Commons license means anyone can download, share, remix, or remake anything based in the SCP universe as long as they release it under the same license and give credit to all previous contributors. The second of these points is why, to date, there have been no big-budget live-action adaptations of SCP stories. This means a major network will never greenlight an SCP series. But you can. We are asking for $50,000 to shoot, edit, and publish SCP Academy Part 2. That money will go towards our Pittsburgh-based cast and crew, film equipment rentals, set construction, costumes, special effects, and post-production. As part of this campaign, backers have the chance to own a physical media release of SCP Academy Parts 1 and 2, and our other hit SCP short film 096. The Creative Commons doesn't play well with DVDs or Blu-rays, so for the home release, we've turned to the microfloppy disk, backwards compatible with all standard SD card readers. We also have an expanded box set for the home release, a little desktop 049 head, and a bunch of other rewards that you should check out on our page. If you can't back us financially, help us spread the word. Share this campaign with your friends who still get caught up in an SCP rabbit hole at 2 a.m., or anyone who appreciates open media and independent filmmakers like us. We're not asking a studio for permission or a billionaire for money. We're simply asking you for your support. Back SCP Academy Part 2, and let's finish it together.
I have much work to do. Au revoir, and good luck to you all.
Site-42 staff. You know your orders. You know what you need to do. We've been training for this since the beginning. If you have the financial wherewithal to donate to this Kickstarter, now is the time to do so. The first 48 hours of donations set the tone for the success ball to start rolling. And so they are currently 10% of that way there. We can do better than that. If you are broke, gang, don't forget, Mobile Task Force Psi-42 codename Signal Boosters is there for your efforts. Like, share, subscribe, comment, chat. Spread this Kickstarter everywhere. Make sure that people know this exists, because maybe you don't have money, but the 10 people you tell about it, one of them might. The more we spread the word, the more people see it, the more likely this becomes real. Because more people means more spread, more people means more money. The reason that this is a coffee break today is because once we are done with today's stream at exactly 2:59 p.m. California time, I will be ending stream and throwing you all to the Dark Math Films 6 o'clock Eastern, 3 o'clock Pacific video/stream celebrating the start of the Kickstarter. And so we will be ready to join with Dark Math Films as soon as this stream ends. But for now, I have made my donation. It is time for you to do the same, chat. And let's get an SCP Foundation series, an episode 2. A live action SCP series, an episode 2. Now, that being said, we currently have 53 minutes of stream remaining. I am going to come over to the chat, catch up on the donos, and have general Q&A until it's time to send us out to report to Dark Math Films on YouTube. Kitten Kinsey, thank you for your 11 months as a Level 1 researcher here at Site-42. We appreciate your nearly a year of membership and service. Hey boss, I was wondering about the Resistance. Kitten Kinsey, the enemy of my enemy is my friend when it comes to these council punks. Now, once the council is fully contained, perhaps the Resistance will prove to be an anomaly also needing containment. But until the council is contained, the Resistance are allies. Rave Haven, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member, and for gifting a promotion to the chat. It looks like Vidos. Make sure you thank Rave Haven for their generous gift of a promotion to you, if you are currently here. Hey, was late yesterday, am I early today? You are fairly early. You're only 15 minutes into stream, although that was 15 minutes ago, so you were right on time, Ravenhead. Ravehaven. Ravenhead. Got a lot going on today. Ravehaven, thank you for your 9 months as a member as well. Wow, 9 months, that's long enough for a kid. Well, I do wonder with said, many children are born within the Foundation. Our employees have to have lives. They go to the cadet school. They go to the academy, like Dark Math Films is talking about. 100 stars. Thank you for sending 2 sparkles to the chat. I'm sure they appreciate having to clean up 2 glitter bombs amongst the chaos of the day. Professor Stewart, thank you for your first donation of today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a chimichanga on the way past the commissary. Philip November, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself a potted pie on the way past the commissary. R.I.P. Dolly Parton, we will always love you. And again, as I said earlier, my apologies on behalf of Site 19 for whatever they did to you. Alright, making sure all my caches are reset and refreshed. Very good. Amber, thank you for sending a floating heart to the chat. I'm sure they feel the love. 1817, thank you for sending a treat to the chat. I'm sure they will enjoy the munching. Axel, thank you for sending a hiding to the chat. Actually, for sending 3 hidings to the chat. I'm sure they appreciate the training for what to do during a containment breach. Philip November, thank you for sending a treat to the 2 treats to the chat. I'm sure they enjoy those 3 treats, actually. 1817, thank you for sending 2 more treats. And Axel, thank you for sending a treat. You guys are lousy with treats today. Congratulations. Council member 3Q, or 3042, whatever that is. No one here is joining your little council. We are containing your little council. Now, please, since you've walked into our lair, please walk into this humanoid containment chamber and stay there. HLG, thank you for sending 4 treats to the chat. I'm sure they appreciate those treats. Frankie, thank you for sending. You're still sending stars. I'll get the count once it's done. Intern Eternal, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Please grab yourself some hash browns on your way past the commissary. Is there a resource that describes containment procedures for software programs? I've been thinking about writing something about a 3D printer software. So, there's not a guide to containing software per se. But if you go to the database and you find an anomalous program, let me start with SCP-5094, Miss J's something schoolhouse or something. Miss J's WizKid Schoolhouse is an anomalous education program. And so in the tags for SCP-5094, you see artificial intelligence, child, computer, electrical, electronic, illustrated, knowledge, media, safe, sapient, school, SCP. I would suggest you run a tag search for computer media, and I bet you will find a litany of programs. So let's cross-reference computer and media. So you get 67 pages, much to Desk's chagrin. 67 pages of anomalous programs for computers. That is where I would start looking at the containment procedures for your 3D printing software. Frankie, thank you for sending 16 total stars to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. You have now made them a 1-star chat, but at least they're starting with 3 prestige ranks, so that's nice. Intern Bertha, you can rewatch the VOD for the full details, but A, Dolly Parton passed, and we gave a loving tribute as well as apology to Dolly Parton for the crimes of Site-19. Furthermore, SCP Academy's Kickstarter has started for Episode 2. The link is pinned in the chat. The link is in the description. Go donate to the Kickstarter, and whether you have money or not, you still are capable of sharing the Kickstarter, so more people know about it and will donate and share it so we can have more SCP live action works. Hello to Sherman, I'm following the orders, but I've seen 2 different cult group members bearing different color robes, yellow and white. I'm unfamiliar with the yellow and white factions, so I cannot tell you what their motives are, but keep an eye out and tell me more. I'm not leaving the council. Well then, Light Steve, your traitorism has been noted, and it's time for you to get in the containment cell. Hey Doc, Detective here. Me and my agency have a new staff member. It's a 3086 instance that seems to be the black sheep of the others as it can't transfer to other pieces of media or paper. That's very unusual. So, reminder that 3086 entities, George the Chinchilla, they don't so much transfer as they do multiply. So you're saying this particular one doesn't multiply. It just lives on one piece of paper, even if pressed against another piece of paper. That's curious. I would like to study such a thing. Dr. Sherman, I am certain that containing the council is the right choice, but what is so anomalous about them? Intern Jackenstein. The reason that the council is anomalous, first and foremost, their leader is just out there willy-nilly summoning lightning storms. I'm sorry? Yes, there's anomalies involved in that cult for sure. And they're going in the box. Dr. Sherman, what about the Spawn cult? Intern Green, I don't know anything about that. I'm unfamiliar. Are there any bird SCPs? Pineapples, yum, yes! Check out Dr. Spanko, SCP-2337, KICK! Desk has answered that question for you quite well. Dr. Spanko is the best bird anomaly we have in containment, although not the only one. But I do believe if you go to Dr. Spanko's page, as Desk linked, you will find the bird tag, or maybe it's avian. The Spawn cult is a real cult from a year ago. Extremely harmful. Please don't turn them into roleplay. Froy, what are you talking about? I know nothing about this. I mean, every time there's one of these social media cults, a whole bunch of things come up around them. It's just the way of internet virality. I told everyone on my Snap to either donate or spread the word. I feel like that one guy on War saying the British are coming. That is a great idea, Crossbow. Very good work spreading the word. Continue to do so. It's not a one-time job. Once I have off stream and we are all visiting with Dark Math Films during theirs, I'm going to take my time to share it across my social medias. Has Petra Parker / Spider-Woman's transition made it harder to contain her at all? Well, junior researcher HLG, do remember that I don't care if an anomaly transitions, it's still an it, because all anomalies are its. At least J. Jonah Jameson has given the courtesy of pronouns. Not here, buddy. And remember, it's not transphobic. We're not transphobic here at the Foundation. We are SCP Foundation staff members who are trans are treated quite well. Preferred names and preferred pronouns are just fine. But for the anomalies, they're all its. So Spider-Woman or not, it's going in a box! Who let council members in the chat? Well, you must assume that... What's the phrase I'm looking for? You must assume that some of our agents who are out there containing them are just kind of pushing them in the door right now because there's so many. And then it's up to you guys in the Containment Hazard Assessment team to sort them into their humanoid containment cells. It's a team effort. Philip November, thank you for donating again to say. Classic Man made a good point. Spider-Man felt like he had way too many resources in Brand New Day, and I have to ask where he got the money to get it all. Well, the movie was already pretty long. They probably did not take the time to... They probably cut the storyline about his work or something like that and focused on the meat of the story. That's my most likely guess. Intern Trindade, welcome to the Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Vidos, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as congratulations on receiving the membership donation from Ravehaven. And now that you know it was Ravehaven, you can thank them properly. Please grab yourself some nachos on your way past the commissary. Yo, I was AFK for a bit. I think the person giving me the membership, can someone tell me who it was? Well, there you go. Solved. Dr. Sherman, can you do a quick rundown of containment classes? Because I can't get it. So, if we start with the first three, the old school, then it's very simple. Which is, safe means if you put it in a box, it stays there. Euclid means if you put it in a box, it might get out, so you have to work a little bit to keep it locked up. And Keter means it's super hard to keep in a box, meaning it will probably escape unless you work really hard, or it might even be uncontainable. That is the standard definitions. Now, if I go to the object class database entry, we get a little more complicated as the community has grown. Thaumiel means an SCP contains other SCPs. Apollyon means it cannot be contained and it will probably end the world or something like that. Apollyon means big problem. Big potatoes. Archon means that an anomaly could be contained, but for some reason it's better if we don't. Argus, which I didn't even know existed until I'm reading this right now, is contained by an organization other than the Foundation. So if the GOC has it, or the UI useless, then it's Argus. Cerunos could be functionally contained, but for logistical or ethical reasons, the Foundation has chosen not to. I wonder what the difference between Archon and Cerunos is. Ticonderoga means the anomaly does not need to be contained. What if a third party is containing an anomaly? Just safe? Well, if it's Argus, if it's by another organization other than the Foundation, if it is contained. What about Simpsons farting? Nilono, I would need to look at the comprehensive object class list to see what the dealio is on the object class Simpsons farting. Comprehensive classification list is... That's a list of tags. Autonomous or sapient. Where the hell are the esoteric classes? There we go! Esoteric classes. Jackpot. Formal, informal, subclasses, esoteric classes. Object class, The Simpsons farting. The database listed as unknown. We just don't know what that means. But it is an official object class on the SCP database. Now, reminder, it's not Simpsons farting. It's object class The Simpsons farting. All lowercase. That is the object class of only SCP-5895. SCP-5895, object class The Simpsons farting. Check out that database entry for more intel. Barker, thank you for sending a 100 to the chat. I'm sure they will keep it 100 at your urging. Does anyone here know the Council's containment class? Intern Bryce. The Council, being a virulently spreading social media anomaly, is definitely a Keter class threat. If they become a risk to the world, civilization, reality, then they might be upgraded to Apollyon. But we need to find out. I just read SCP-2337's page. This is my new favorite SCP. Intern Pineapples, I highly recommend on this YouTube channel, Site42, we have a playlist of Dr. Spanko reading, plus several tales of Dr. Spanko. Go enjoy those. That is a character I very much enjoy voice acting. Hey, Dr. Sherman, King Chris just uploaded a new video. Oh, great. Well, I'll have to look into that after we're done with the Dark Math Film stream, which, by the way, is in 33 minutes. Intern Tomato, thank you for sending a doubloon to the chat. I'm sure they will spend it wisely. We are expanding outside of YouTube Shorts. We will win. Intern turned traitorous council member, Light Steve. We have dealt with these anomalous social media cults before. The Vanta War was a thing. The doubloon cats were a thing. We are used to cleaning up these messes. It's not an issue. Foxpacks & Co., thank you for sending a high five to the chat. They definitely require a crisp high five for morale right now. Vidos, thank you for donating again to say. Dr. Sherman, how to contain the council. Vidos, go back into my shorts. I've released 2 videos so far on the council situation. But suffice it to say, the first job is to contain all the council members. One by commenting, you have been contained by the SCP Foundation. Dr. Sherman sent from Site 42 sends his regards. By the rules of online interactive roleplay, they are now locked in prison, not to escape. Once all of the anomalies are contained, we then amnesticize the populace of the platforms utilizing the Ennui Protocol, listed in SCP-8900-EX. The Ennui Protocol is a worldwide aerosolized amnestic that is extremely subtle. It will make everyone forget the Council ever existed. Did you remember the Vanta War until I brought it up again? Did you remember the doubloon cats before I brought it up again? The amnestics do the job quite nicely. But the first phase is still putting them all in a box. What about the Resistance? Intern Catman. The Resistance is on our side for the time being. The enemy of my enemy is my friend, after all. And if it turns out once we're done with the Council that the Resistance is anomalous, well, they're next. What about the Egoists? Intern Bryce, I'm not sure they're a large enough faction to deal with. I haven't seen any of them around anywhere. Dr. Sherman Spawn Cult, it's a cult that believes in respawning via sacrificing... is this a real thing or is this another social media joke thing? It sounds fake. It sounds like they're not doing actual murders because they believe that they'll come back. This sounds like more social media tomfoolery, which is less worrying, to be honest. It's real, sadly. I wonder. Okay, so there's a Discord server of predators who tricked kids into thinking it was real. So it's not real, it's fake. It is just a social media thing. But there is a douchebag monster in a Discord server convincing children it's real. So stop saying it's real. It's fake. It is fake, just like the SCP Foundation is fake. We drop kayfabe if anyone asks us if it's real. Because it's fake. It's not real. Don't say it's real, because then you are buying into the illusion. You are making things worse. Dr. Ray Mask, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Grab yourself some Frenched fries on your way past the commissary. Are we ever aware of any esoteric classifications that mean the Foundation actively use it? Not thaumiel, it's not used to contain stuff, it's a VIP train. Well, that would apply to, first and foremost, the Fountain of Youth. If we go to SCP Fountain of Youth, designation SCP-006, that is a safe class anomaly that is utilized by the Foundation, but because it's so old school, it still used the safe classification. Can you think of any anomalies we utilize nowadays? How about Hephaestus's... SCP-6952 is Hephaestus's journal. This is containment class safe, secondary class thaumiel. So that is there. Something we use for weapon development that is safe. So I don't know if we have a specific object class for just the Foundation using it. We do have an object class for something that has been introduced into the Foundation's command structure. That's a Yezod. Intern Dax, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a hot pickle on your way past the commissary. If you were to approach SCP-028 knowledge, would you be able to gain knowledge of SCP-096's face? Would it still trigger him? Please remember, Intern Dax, SCP-096, as all anomalies in containment are objects, not people. They are its. Please practice proper pronoun parlance protocols at the Foundation. Secondarily, in order for it to work, it would have to light up the same visual stimuli sensors of your brain as if you had seen it. So if you have a memory, does a memory work the same as having seen it? On the other hand, if you know its face enough that it does activate, that would give us license to show a picture of 096 to a psychic and then have them blast that into a city center before they got, causing, maybe we have to do some research about this. This could be interesting. Like Dr. Sherman, it was from a game, but people tried to make it a real thing. Does that make sense? Well, Intern Green. First of all, what I want you all to do is I want you all to be more skeptical about what you're seeing on the internet. Things get sensationalist headlines all the time, and people buy into them hook, line, and sinker without thinking. Think of the Satanic Panic, when everyone believed that Dungeons and Dragons meant that you were summoning demons. So yes, some idiots believed it, but that didn't make it real, and you shouldn't trust them when they say it's real. It is a fake thing from a game that some people took too far. It is still fake, even if idiots believed in it. And even if monsters preyed on people who were not idiots but were children, that's also bad. So idiots and children believed it. We hate the people who did that to them. We're still not going to call it real. We're going to call it fake, and some people believed it was real. Either because they were idiots, children, or manipulated. Or multiple of those. Riley, thank you for sending a doubloon to the chat. I'm sure they will spend it wisely. What if a reality bender looks at SCP-096? Can they use their powers to avoid enraging 096? I would say that's less likely than the reality bender just poofing 096 out of existence. Or poofing 096 across the planet. Or poofing themselves across the planet. There's a lot more things they can do. I wonder how a reality bender does with reality bending their own brain. Because obviously you run the risk of doing something really bad to yourself in that case. Unless you have very strong control of your powers. Just because you're a reality bender doesn't mean you're perfect with your powers, remember. Dr. A. Mask, thank you for donating again to say. I have one somewhere. I was just wondering if we had any other ones. The one I've been using, Esoteric EFLA, but it doesn't have an icon, so... okay. Let me take a look at EFLA real quick on the comprehensive list. Esoteric class, comprehensive. And we'll search for EFLA first to find what wording they use to describe it. EFLA. Item is used and or made by the Foundation. Okay, and now let's look for that statement again. Maybe that statement is used somewhere. Copy. Paste. Only shows up once. Let's go used by the Foundation. The anomaly is a minute... I'm sorry. Sometimes I just love my job. Object class. Blasphemia. The anomaly is a menace to the Catholic Church. Used by the Horizon Initiative in the Anomaly Genus Systemia. Based on the anomaly classification system used by the Foundation. SCP-6503 is a menace to the Catholic Church. I'm sorry, I just wasn't expecting that phrasing. The anomaly is a menace to the Catholic Church. That's great. I love that for that anomaly. Dr. A. Mask. Object class Embla. The item is used by the Foundation to create anomalies. And so object class Embla, we are actively using that anomaly to make more anomalies. And then, here we go again. Object Eucharistica. Equivalent to Euclid, used by the Horizon Initiative in their offshoot version of us. So yeah, isn't the Horizon Initiative SCP but Catholic? Isn't what they are? Horizon Initiative. Organized in the late 1960s. Yes, okay, so all three Abrahamic religions. So it's the Church's SCP Foundation. The Global Occult Coalition is the United Nations SCP Foundation. The UIU is the FBI's SCP Foundation. The SCP Foundation is its own SCP Foundation. And the Horizon Initiative is the three Abrahamic Churches' SCP Foundation. So the Catholics, the Jews, and the Muslims work together to contain anomalies, probably especially holy ones. Holy relics, I bet they would say. So yes, it's only 1/3 SCP but Catholic. Site42 staff, do remember that today's stream is sponsored by the Kickstarter for SCP Cadet Academy. Sorry, just SCP Academy now. SCP Academy Episode 2. a live-action SCP series that is kickstarting its second episode. I have already backed. It is now time for you to back and to share it so more people are on board. We're also 18 minutes from ending stream and going to the Dark Math Films YouTube channel to watch their stream and help up with their stream engagement so we can spread the word more. Dr. A Mask, if you're going to keep using EFLA and you need an icon for it, I would recommend talking to some of our excellent SCP Foundation artists who hang out around Site 42. Maybe someone can cook up a cool icon for you. Teamwork. Already got my pledge in, Dr. A Mask. That's what heroes do. Why would we create more anomalies? Professor Stewart, sometimes they are very useful. Chesta Factory, thank you for your first donation of today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself some banana pancakes on your way past the commissary. Have you made a list of your favorite SCP characters yet? No. I have not done that. I still have my favorite SCPs, but I do not have a favorite character list. It would probably be a long list. We have a lot of good characters. That SCP animation channel is still using that character. The character still makes redacted. It isn't allowed content. Well, don't engage. I personally warned everyone about using that character. It's up to them if they disabuse themselves of my warnings. Riley, thank you for sending a floating heart to the chat. I'm sure they feel the love. Hi, quick question. When I come across one of the really mean cultists, they keep harassing people who refuse to be contained. What am I supposed to do? Intern Firewolf, I would suggest blocking them. This is not a game to play with jerks. How are you so good at pen spinning? Intern Popcat, that would be practice. You practice it. I've been spinning this pen for more than 12, 13 years, so it's just become second nature. But I would say it probably took me about a month to get comfortable with it. I'm a D-class, help me. I saw Shy Guy's face, help me. No. D-class likewise, bye-bye. I have a job interview later today. Well, I hope you fare well. Jobs are hard to come by in this day and age, so I hope you do well in your interview. It's a problem that some of the council members are so serious, even though King Chris said at the end of the day it's supposed to be a prank. Intern Crone, there's only so much we can do with people who take things too seriously, who don't know how to have a good time. You can't force a fun interaction with someone who doesn't get it, unfortunately. And so at that point, you just disengage. It's not like you're going to see him IRL. Do you ever get tired of all the screaming, begging, and cries for help? Well, yeah, that's what the lo-fi music is for. Helps morale. Drowns out the cries for help. Mm-hmm. Someone here asked about Asset Florida Orange. SCP-999 in that universe it was found that ingesting small portions of SCP-999 brought its effects, and so we used SCP-999 as a source of morale increasing liquid. We put SCP-999 in essentially a giant blender, would blend it up, but leave just enough so that we could feed it a bunch of candy that it would reconstitute itself before blending it some more. Once again, you get used to the sound. It's okay. It tickles, that's all. It tickles, and that's a laughing sound that 999 is making. At which point, we would put it in the SCP Foundation staff members' food to dose them and increase morale and productivity. Site-42 staff, a reminder, we are 10 minutes away from the end of stream, at which point we will all go over to Dark Math Films' YouTube channel to watch their stream. We will raid their stream and we will support them with likes, chats, and we will donate to the Kickstarter. We will spread the word about the Kickstarter. We will get a live-action episode 2 of their live-action SCP series. How do I spell their channel? Popcat. It is dark, as in not daytime. Dark. It is math, as in math class. And it's films. Also, Desk has put it in the chat for you. What if you make SCP-173 look at SCP-096? Intern Plumbo. SCP-173 is a statue. It doesn't have eyes. Long story short, I killed Shy Guy. Oh, D-Class Lycrise. Whatever imaginary scenario you have to do to look like a hero and feel good about your upcoming death, you say whatever you like. If it makes you feel better, it's okay. It'll all be over soon. Sleepless Songbird, hey, streams are at different times of day. We all have different lives. At least you could pop in for a second. And we will go check out, and make sure you check out us and the Dark Math Films stream afterwards. Do I have a setting here to auto-raid? That'd be cool. Let's go to the settings. Monetization wouldn't be it. Customization. Redirect. Allow to keep viewers engaged across multiple events. Add a live stream or premiere for people to watch after yours ends. Search videos from other channels. Dark. Math. Films. SCP Academy Launch Day Live. Upcoming. Yes! Alright, save it. So now there is an automatic redirect. Interns, Sulker, and Big. Welcome to Site-42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. If I didn't kill it, how am I alive, Because it hasn't gotten to you yet. Obviously. Come on, it's not that complicated. Amber, you donated to the Kickstarter this morning. Good on you. Excellent work. That's what heroes do. Intern Gabriel, can anyone give me the scoop on what the hell the council's deal is? Please, I'm begging. Intern Gabriel, do not freak out or despair. This is just a general social media cult. I've been in this game for YouTube, TikTok for 11 years now. I have seen this happen in waves. Some creator says everyone should change their profile pictures to look the same and go raid other people's comments. It's a little annoying, but also it creates a lot of inter-community interaction that's actually quite fun. So while some people find it annoying, I find it a nice way to branch out of your comfort zone, meet other creators you wouldn't have looked into otherwise, and, as always, the SCP Foundation can step into any big scenario, so it always helps us out too. Okay, interesting. My chat seems to have broken ever since I set up that nice, stream redirect. Can I please see the donations, YouTube? Yes, welcome back. Riley, thank you for sending a floating heart to the chat. I'm sure they feel the love. Dr. Drenna Borg, thank you for sending a doubloon. I'm sure that they will spend it wisely. And 100 stars, thank you for sending sparkles. I'm sure the chat would love to clean up a glitter bomb before I set them loose. The croissant war on TikTok was fun. Amber, I was certainly trying to remember the food-based cult. I remembered the Vanta war. I remembered the doubloon cats. But then I knew there was some food item war. It was the croissants. Thank you, Amber. It was driving me crazy. Besides SCP-4666, what are some of the most evil SCPs? Oh, Mr. Antique. Let me introduce you to the evilest of SCPs. The most evil of SCPs. An SCP so evil that you would not believe how evil it is. Just gotta find it. Well, first and foremost, there is SCP-021-J, codename Evil, Object Class Dangerous, Special Containment Procedures, Impersobile to Canteen, Description, Evil Water Bottle. Evil! I'm sorry I had to subject you to that. Next up, I've got to find him. Where is it? Do 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 do. No, that's not it. I got to go to my YouTube channel because I know I made a video about this one. Playlists, SCP readings. Oof, long playlist. Oh, there we go. That's gotta be it. They spelled it with a 3 because they're so funny. Is it here? Yeah! Found you! Finally. SCP-3V1L-J. The Master Plan. SCP Evil-J. Object Class. Safe, for fuck's sake. SCP Evil-J is to be kept in solitary confinement in the humanoid containment cell. No communication is to be made between SCP Evil-J and staff. All staff are advised that despite any claims made by Evil-J, no further containment procedures will be necessary. SCP Evil-J, formerly Arthur Schnittflieger of Kenosha, Wisconsin, is a 32-year-old human male involved in a string of criminal activities carried out through the use of anomalous means. It possesses a superhuman ability to an extent, convince other people that it has a brilliant and complicated agenda that cannot be stopped under any circumstance. On December 20th, 2012, SCP Evil-J phoned in a threat to the Foundation that it was going to create a wormhole to, quote, another dimension full of spiders and fire and stuff inside the Mall of America. Agents were mobilized and found no wormhole, after which the entity contacted us again with another threat, that wormhole was merely a distraction from a ZK-class reality failure it was about to create. No evidence of any such event was happened. The pattern continued for some time, resulting in a total of 0 casualties, 0 lifted veil events, and approximately $12 billion lost by the Foundation in wasted response efforts. We could have used that budget! Primary containment of SCP Evil-J was established 2 years later. 2 years! After a 10-hour standoff at Site-155 over a non-existent heavily armed Badger machine. A non-existent, heavily armed Badger machine. They then interview the entity. I'm only going to read a portion of this because we got to get out of stream, but the doctor says, "Good evening." Is it really a good evening? Is any evening good when your life is as twisted as mine? When you look into the depths of your mind and find only screaming clowns stabbing each other in the hearts over and over again, and you can only laugh in misery. Noted. Of course you'd say noted. I anticipated it. I can read you like a Walmart receipt, Dr. Jackson. My name is Henderson. Of course it is. You don't think I knew that already? No, since you just called me Dr. Jackson. It was all a ruse! You're so naive, thinking I'd ever tell the truth to an immoralizing freak like yourself. Where you see good and bad, I see only madness! Madness! I can see things you could never dream of, like the flesh-eating reptile that's behind you right now! There's nothing behind me. Or is there? No, there is nothing behind me. So quick to judge, you haven't even looked! Henderson looks behind himself. It was all a ruse! Again! You only pretend you can control my inhuman brilliance to make yourselves feel safer! I could destroy the entire Foundation with one spoken word, mortal! And what word is that? Madness. You've already said that word a few times by now. Then you're even more doomed than you can imagine! I've been picking you weaklings apart piece by piece for all my life, and my sheer genius has doomed you all! There is so much more. There's so much more. But, suffice it to say, that is definitely the most evil entity in SCP Foundation custody. It wasted $12 billion of funding over its various threats, and it is just, I'm the Joker baby as an SCP. It's very upsetting. Alright, Site 42 staff. It is the end of stream, and that Dark Math Film stream is kicking up. I don't know how long they're going to have that little intro before they start. So, heading to Dark Math Films now. Just remember my favorite SCPs are 3999304300, which is Facebook.com/575509898 content. One of the last ones, a rough read. Make sure to tell the Dark Math Film boys that Dr. Sherman sent you. Mobile Task Force Psi-42, make sure you are sharing their Kickstarter everywhere you can, and make sure to give Dark Math Films pitch video and stream all the algorithmic love you can muster. Money to individuals, donate what you can to make this real. I know it's hard times right now because, well, everything's shit, but we can do something to make it just a little bit better, even if it's only $5. Pitch them $5. $1 is enough. $1 from 50,000 people, the Kickstarter's done. So donate $1 if you can, which I bet you can. Psi-42 staff, this has been Dr. Theron Sherman, Mobile Task Force Psi-42, over and out. See you in the Dark Math Film stream, which I will be in moments. It's the final countdown. Dibby-doo-doo. Dibby-doo-doo-doo. Dibby-doo-doo. The final countdown. Dibby-doo-doo. Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Going to Dark Math now.